call this March 21st meeting at 10 a.m. So County School Board to order and ask you to please stand and do the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Seeing no changes to the agenda, your recommendation, sir?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the agenda.
I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Madam President. We've got several items today. First of all, we have TSI and ATSI information is in your board packet. I'd like to look over that. I have graduation requests to be considered in executive session, and I also have personnel performance matter for executive session also. So those two items I would like to ask that you consider in executive session. All right, and now at this time, we have a teacher and some students that will be recognizing today. I would like for Mr. Thomas Spencer, please come forward. He'll be introducing a teacher of the year that we were not able to recognize a few weeks ago.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's my privilege to announce Teacher of the Year 22, Teacher of the Year from DCAC. And this honor goes to Mr. James Bradley Ward.
We'll get you in there. How about that?
It's right.
Congratulations, I'm proud of you. Mr. Ward was driving a bus route that afternoon and was unable to be at our ceremony. So we're glad he's able to come in today. We appreciate all of your hard work. At this time, we've got a group of students we would like to recognize. We've been recognizing seniors who have scored a 30 or higher on the ACT from various schools around the district. Today is Fernando High School. I asked Principal Dwayne Case to please come forward and we'll recognize these students.
Thank you, Mr. Austin. Thanks, board member. You want to go, Mr. Ward used to play baseball for me. He was a freshman in my first year of teaching. Come a long way. This morning, we'd like to recognize our 30-plus members and seniors coming back, first day back from spring break, your last 9 weeks of your senior year. I have a few that are not here with us that can make it, and I'll take their stuff with us, but I'd like to recognize those that are with us. If you'll come forward, students, when I call your name. Mark Ash. Philip Below.
Congratulations. Great job.
Andrew Rashawn. Mason Bradley.
Congratulations.
Kaylee Kamara.
Congratulations.
Ivan Chow. Kristen Cleveland. Hannah Grace Crane. Harper Eldred. Matthew Elrod. Riley Ister. Reagan Fiore. John Fulcher. Nicholas Guerrero. Sidney Gunthorpe. Kathleen Hilliard. Jacob Lowther. Emma Mead. Alyssa Shepherd. Mary Shepherd. Elijah Stage. Dakota Terry. Ian Thompson. I know this is recorded, so I'll mention those that are not here with us. Ethan Argrove, Tony Machado, Raymond Marquez, Corbin Odom, and Juliet Pope.
Get a brief picture and get everybody slide over here around.
Alyssa, you're up.
Mr. Case.
Yeah.
Terry, you want to say? Okay, hey, back row.
Right the window. Right over there. Yes.
What your parents want about DeSoto's, come up with it.
All right, hold it. Do it to parents.
I don't.
I said Christmas was like visitors and invitations.
Congratulations again. Okay.
The girls don't bend their knees because they never have police.
Y'all are welcome to stay if you want to, Mr. Chase, but if y'all didn't get back.
Still take
What was still?
Still stay here all night.
I know y'all need to get back. Parents, family members, thank y'all for coming out. Glad to have you.
Riley. Riley. Congratulations on that. Thank
All right, at this time, we'll have our teacher spotlight segment. I'll ask Principal Allison Kilo to please come forward.
Morning. We are very glad to be here. It's an honor to get to showcase our students in our program at Career Tech West. Automotive is definitely a huge need in our community. We have lots of students who want to come in and learn this trade and feel like it's their calling. So that's what we get to do. We get to have students find their calling. So Austin Miller is our teacher spotlight. He has been with us for 6 years and has done an incredible job, has a great connection with our students. He's from the industry, so he connects back to our local business and community around us and our industry partners. So Austin Miller will talk to you a little bit more about automotive.
Good morning.
I'm not gonna stand at the podium too much. I'm a wanderer, so if y'all can't hear me, please ask me to speak up. Thank y'all for having me. It is a great honor and privilege to present to y'all today. So, first off, anyone and everyone can do automotive. This is Ms. Kilo, our principal here. Automotive is not just a man thing. Females and males alike excel in this industry, and everyone needs to know how to fix their own vehicle as well. And as Ms. Kilo is demonstrating here, she is fixing a flat. Oops, wrong button. All right, so automotive technician shortage is a real thing that is going on right now all across the country. We have over 150 dealers and independent shops in the DeSoto, Memphis area that are dying for technicians, and we're trying to work to supply those technicians to them. And that does not include auto parts stores who also are having shortages of employees there. Our students are working at the dealers and at independent shops and also at auto parts stores as well. In 2020, the Tech Force Foundation, they did a study, and approximately 642,000 automotive, diesel, and collision repair technician jobs will be available if current trends hold to 2024. That's across the nation. And what that current trend is that the older guys in the industry are retiring and no one is there to replenish that supply. We're seeing a lot of shortages in our area right now. Long wait times for oil changes, for tire changes, even for getting an alternator replaced. You could be looking at 3 weeks at some of these shops just to get your car in to get it back running. This is from the Labor Bureau of Labor of Statistics. 70,000 jobs over the next decade per year will be available in the automotive industry across the nation. That's a big number. And that is per year. So we've got a lot of work to do on the automotive education side of it to fill this gap and to fill this void. So at Career Tech, that is what we're doing right now. We are building, per se, future technicians. We're growing them and getting them into the workforce and into the workplace for their career. And these are 2 of my current students right here that are getting ready. I talked to them this morning, and they are looking forward to their career in automotive. We have 88 students apply for our program for next year, just in automotive alone. So they get in based on our curriculum standards. There's 18 students who can be in each class. So that's 36 students per year. I have 2 first-year classes. They're chosen on their GPA, their discipline, their attendance, and then, of course, interest in the automotive field. We want to make sure that if you're coming into automotive, that you have an interest in it. You may think you have an interest in it, that's cool too. That's fine with me. Because I bet you I can make you interested in it. So, in preparation for the workforce, what I do in my class, the first picture you see here is 3 of my students who are applying what we've learned in the classroom out in the shop in a real world scenario. I believe in this picture they're replacing a valve cover gasket that was leaking. They're getting their hands-on experience with these vehicles, learning how to work on them and being prepared for that future career. And then I also like to simulate the workplace as well. There's no job that I've ever worked that I didn't have to clock in and clock out. So the next picture is showing one of my students who is clocking in. When we go to the shop, they must clock in. When we get done with the shop, they must clock out. One of the worst things is not to get paid for being there that day. So they do learn that as well. I try to make my classroom the most real I can for them to be able to prepare them directly for their future job. Now this is our shop right here. We have one of the biggest shops. I've been around to some of the other vocational centers, and we have right now 4 lifts, 4 2-post lifts, and then a 4-post alignment rack, and we're adding another one, so we'll have 6 total. We have a lot of space to get a lot of students in there and get to work and get that experience. And we even have an additional classroom where we could expand the program in the future if needed. We have a lot of things going on here in the automotive program, and it's only getting better. Now, next time y'all hear a Gateway tire commercial on the radio, I want y'all to listen very carefully because they will say, we proudly employ ASE certified technicians. Next time you go to any dealership or independent shop or even a parts store, you will see that insignia there. We offer, and our students will take and do take ASE certifications. They are legitimate industry certifications. They help the students get jobs. The ones who already have jobs, it has helped them get pay raises at their job. From spring of 21 to fall of 21, 2 different classes, they earned a total of 116 of these certifications. And on Wednesday, my current class will test 5 more areas for certification. We are able to help these students get the certifications and credentials they need for their career. And I'm absolutely proud of that number right there. We're also dual credit with Northwest. So they can earn 6 credit hours through my program. It gets rid of their safety and employability skills course at Northwest, so they take it with me. So I find that to be one of the better things. If I can help them do something and not have to do it further down the road, and also it gets them their Injured Performance 1 class at Northwest as well. So that dual credit there has been very helpful to my students, and we work very close with Northwest, and they have 2 automotive programs, and I work close with those 2 instructors as well. So not only are we able to get them to the workforce, but we're also able to help them get to that next level of education as well in automotive. Now this picture right here is one of my students who graduated last year. He works at Dipsticks over there off Getwell. And Miss Hilo actually pulled up one day to get her oil change and saw him there and took this picture of him working. So this just demonstrates our students that are in the workforce right now and that were in school with us as well. Over the last 2 years, 32 of our students have entered the automotive industry. That's 80% of the students out of my course. And then these students right here, These are the ones that are currently in my second year program that have a job or a job offer at the moment. And this was the Friday before spring break, this picture was taken, and this is still March. And they already have a job or a job offer. And this is just 9 of them. I believe the number is actually 13 or 14 of the students in my second year program that have a job or a job offer currently. Then our non-traditional students. We have 11 that have applied for the upcoming school year. One of the things that we've been working on is non-traditional students. Our females in our program are really the shining star. Aaliyah there in the middle, she has a job offer for Homer Skelton Hyundai for a service writer. And the females who come through our program, our non-traditional students, they shine so bright when they get in there because they can do. Then our industry partners, this is the backbone of my program, is our industry partners we work with. Over here on the left-hand side is Mike Lumen. He is the shop manager of Chuck Hutton Toyota. And on the right-hand side is Mr. Jay Sarton, who owns and operates S&H Small Engines. He has, for the last 3 years, been coming for an entire week to put on a small engine course for all 3 of my programs. And what he's doing in this picture right here is teaching my second year how to install an Automotive, which is a robotic lawnmower in our courtyard area. So next time you're at CTC, check that out. You'll see it roaming around mowing. And then here are some other industry partners that we also work with. This list is steadily growing and growing. Then our car show. Our car show is my little baby. And we raised $3,000 for our program last year. I expect it to be somewhere around 45 to 5 this year. We had 67 cars participate last year and a whole slew of people to come and walk around and to eat, to look at the cars and have a good time. So that leads me into, well, let me talk about this first. Got a little bit of myself. In our car show, one of the things that we talked about was we wanted to make sure that we put our students on a pedestal. If it wasn't for our students, we wouldn't be a program or be relevant at all. So we have a student category for our car show. It is free for CTC DeSoto students to attend and to enter their vehicle in that category. And these are our 4 winners from that category last year. We make sure that we park their vehicles right in front of the school. Make sure that we're showing off our students and their achievements and what they have done. Now the next thing. So our car show this year is April the 30th. Last Saturday in April from 8 to 12. This car show has been a great opportunity for us to be able to reach out to the community, for our students and their parents and everyone else to see what we do there. But also, it is a good opportunity for the other programs as well. Our culinary department, they are doing concessions. Some of our other programs participate in different things around the car show as well. So it involves the entire school and the community as well. So y'all mark your calendars for April 30th, 8 to 12. Come out and have a good time. Y'all have any questions?
My husband sign up.
Ms. Kilo, right here.
My husband belongs to Memphis Street Riders Club, and so I've been trying to get you some cars.
So Memphis Street Riders, they're based on baseball, right?
No, well, no, that's North Mississippi. We're out of the Memphis area.
Oh, okay, okay. Gotcha. I was gonna say, I've got somebody from there that does my registration for me.
Okay.
But yes, please do. Keep
I've
letting
been
me.
pushing that.
I'm gonna say this, I mean, we have the teacher spot, like I said, and I know academics is a lot of our focus, letter grades are given out, things like that in schools, but I mean, I know I speak on behalf of our board, this is one of the most important things we have going on is preparing students to be successful once they leave school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is very obvious in the work that y'all are doing. And with our community partnerships, I know just the other day, most of our board members, we attended the DeSoto Economic Council luncheon. We keep those relationships good with those businesses. Y'all are working with those businesses on the same front. I know Ms. Kelo, Ms. Turner are very connected in the community and building those partnerships. I'm on the board at Northwest, so I was very proud to see that slide too. And that's one of the reasons I serve on the board is because I feel like it helps our students with those partnerships that we have to do. But you're doing an outstanding job out there. And Ms. Kelo, we appreciate what y'all are doing too. Just outstanding leadership, outstanding teachers, and preparing our students. We appreciate it.
But, electric versus gas, what is electric going to do to your program?
That is a good question. I'm not sure yet. We are very heavy in focusing on electrical to make sure that the students are prepared as best I can prepare them at the moment. So as Mr. Rustin was saying with the industry partnerships with my advisory committee, that's who makes up my advisory committee. And I've asked them, what would make my students most desirable to you, and that is their electrical knowledge. But as far as electric and hybrid vehicles go to the program, we are not quite there yet, but we are trying to prepare them as much as we possibly can for electric. It is coming, but I just not entirely sure how yet.
Can you serve all the students in DeSoto County that would like to get in your program? What is it? You have to turn students away?
Yes, sir. So that 88, only 36 of the 88 can get in. Yes, sir. And I don't know where I was supposed to go with that, but
Well, you're talking to the right group here. You're trying to get them. Let me ask you this question though, like, let's say if it were expanded in the future to have more, space, the garage is very nice. I've been out there before. Your classroom is very nice. And,
so when the building was built, my classroom, if you come in through the double doors, it's right here on the right. And then you go through my classroom to get to the shop. Well, if you were to keep going straight, there is another classroom right there that not entirely sure the original intent for it, but it is empty and it was supposed to be something with the auto. And it does have access directly to my shop as well as a roll-up door to the classroom as well. So it's all interconnected right there. So I've got my classroom here and straight back is another classroom.
what about the shop? Is there room in there for more students to be able to work all the time?
There is. Let me go back to Northwest real quick. I've got 2 degrees from Northwest. I spent a little too much time at community college. And both my programs that I was in, I took Automotive and I also took Tool and Die. And in both those programs, we had to share the shop between 2 years. And so what was done there was, the first years had a set couple of days for the shop, and then the second years had their set days for the shop, and you'd rotate in and out. There is enough room in the shop to be able to work, one end here and one end here. There's multiple ways to do it, and I've seen it done multiple ways. So I feel I can conquer that.
Sounds like you thought about that.
I've just seen it done.
Very good idea.
I think there's a market also for the student who doesn't want to be a mechanic, but needs to understand basic automotive technology, because how many of us take our car in and we have no clue what they're talking about?
Absolutely, and hold on, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get my teacher support aid. When my students first get there, first day, I tell them, and I've got a picture of Abraham Lincoln, a poster of him that says, "Whatever you are, be a good one." It doesn't matter to me if you come in there and your career is not automotive related. You're going to get that same experience that the person who is automotive is going to get. It doesn't matter to me. So you will learn what you need to learn if you're just wanting to work on your own vehicles or understand it a little more. You're no different than the person who is going to this for a career. Did that answer that?
Sure.
Yes.
changing the tire is a very good skill.
Absolutely, it is. And you learn that and so much more as well. Yes, sir.
I have a friend who is a graduate of your program, who has been to Northwest, and now she's going on to Murray State. And the reason is her dad's a mechanic, and so she knows a lot about mechanics, and that's what her field was gonna be in.
Right.
And so she's going on to Murray State to finish her education. And pushed her along.
I'm happy to hear that.
We appreciate the presentation. Very good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the superintendent.
Okay. The attorney's report.
And I have no attorney report.
Oh, okay, nice. Maybe. That might not be good. Okay. You have a copy of the minutes of the March 3rd meeting. If there are no corrections, do I have a motion to approve them as presented?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Consent agenda, your recommendations, sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the consent agenda.
Do I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. New business, Mr. Williams. It's your time.
Yes, ma'am.
Partial HVA replacement, Fernando Elementary.
Yes, ma'am. We took bids on March the first for the Fernando Elementary HVAC replacement project. We had 2 vendors submit bids. My recommendation is set the best and lowest bid from American Refrigeration.
Your recommendation, sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the lowest and best bid from American Refrigeration for the partial HVAC replacement for Fernando Elementary.
I have a motion and a second to approve the bid from Fernando Elementary.
I make that motion.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Contractual agreement, American Refrigeration.
Yes, ma'am. We're requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with American Refrigeration for the Fernando Elementary School HVAC replacement project.
Recommendations.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with American Refrigeration Heating and Air Conditioning Company for the partial HVAC replacement at Fernando Elementary School.
That's mouthful. Do I have a motion and a second for this contractual agreement? I have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Partial HVAC replacement for South Haven Intermediate.
Yes, ma'am. Bids were open on March the first for the partial HVAC replacement at South Haven Intermediate. 2 vendors submitted bids. It's my recommendation to accept the best and lowest bid from American Refrigeration.
The recommendation, sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the lowest and best bid from American Refrigeration for the HVAC replacement at South Haven Intermediate School.
Motion to approve the American Refrigeration for partial replacement at South Haven Intermediate.
I make that motion.
A second.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Contractual agreement, American Refrigeration. South Haven Intermediate.
Yes, ma'am. Requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with American Refrigeration Heating and Air Conditioning Company for the SIS partial HVAC replacement project.
Recommendation, sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with American Refrigeration Heating and Air Conditioning Company for the partial HVAC replacement at South Haven Intermediate School.
I have a motion to approve this contractual agreement with American Refrigeration for South Haven Intermediate.
I make that motion.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Request to reject bids for printing and binding services for teacher instructional reasons.
Yes, ma'am. The bids will open up on March the 3rd, printing and binding services, teacher instructional resources. We're requesting the bid for these services be rejected. No one submitted bids due to the size of the project and the availability of paper due to the supply and demand problem that we have in the supply chain. So we're asking to reject these bids.
Your recommendations.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve rejecting the bids for the printing and binding services for teacher instructional resources.
We have a motion and a second for the rejection of this bid. Thank you. I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Permission to advertise for rebid of the printing and binding services. We try this again.
Yes, ma'am. We're going to try one more time. Requesting permission to rebid for the training and binding services for the teacher instructional resources.
Recommendations. Sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve advertising for rebids for printing and binding services for teacher instructional resources.
Do I have a motion to permit for the permission to advertise for the rebid? A second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. And you're going to do personnel for us?
Yes, ma'am. We're doing.
Okay.
All right, personnel, we've got pages 1 through 3 would be recommendations. Pages 4 through 7 would be personnel changes. Page 8 is a memo from Mr. Alexander for employees who have not been awarded a Mississippi Educator's license today. Pages 9 and 10 include a memo from Mr. Alexander on 2022 car allowances for employees and a list of vehicle assignments. Page 11 is a memo from the Director of Health requesting approval for new mental therapist position to be paid out of ESSER 2 fund, and they will provide counseling and case management services to the students in Horn Lake and South Haven. Page 12 is a memo from Mr. Chase requesting approval for additional investigator and school resource officer. This position will be paid for district funds for the 205-day investigator salary schedule. Pages 13 and 15 will be an investigator, school resource officer job description. Page 16 is a memo from the principal at South Haven Intermediate School that she had 3 employees working on February the 18th, which was a PD day for teachers. She's asking that they receive comp time for their work. Page 17 is a request for additional pay from the Director of Special Education for a teacher at DeSoto Central Middle School to take over as a summer recovery tutor for special education students. Page 18 is a request for additional pay from the Director of Federal Programs for an after-school tutor for Palmer Home. Page 19 is a request for additional pay from the housing for high school teachers who will work, prepare, and conduct PSAT summer boot camp. Page 20 is a list of teachers that will be worked at PSAT summer boot camp. I need to stop here, take a vote, and then you will excuse Mr.
Your recommendation.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve personnel as presented, pages 1 through 20.
I have a motion and a second to approve page 1 through 20 in personnel.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Yes, you should.
Page 21, request for the board to approve a resignation for retirement of James Jolly from Centerville Middle School. That will be effective 5/25/22.
Recommendation, sir.
I recommend the board to approve personnel as presented on page 21.
Do I have a motion to this effect?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passed. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Recency appeals, Mr. Culver.
Yes, ma'am. If you'd like to speak, discuss, statements.
Discipline, student discipline, Mr. Finley.
Madam Chair, we have 2 disciplinary matters to address in executive session.
I need a consideration motion to go into closed session for the following matters. For the residency appeals, for the student discipline, for the student matter, with early graduation, and for personnel performance. So, Superintendent, President, do I have a motion for that?
Make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
We will stand in executive session, and Mr. Chase will come back and tell you if we're going to stay in executive session.